Councillors, officers and members of the public, welcome to the 24th of June 2026 unscheduled meeting of Council. Councillor Freeman will now read the prayer.
Almighty God, be with us as we work for the people of the Shire of Moorabool. Grant us wisdom that we may care for the Shire as true stewards of your creation. May we be aware of the great responsibilities placed upon us. Help us to be just in all our dealings, and may our work prosper for the good of all. Amen.
Amen. Acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we're meeting. I pay my respect to their elders past and present and the Aboriginal elders of other communities who may be here today. All councillors are present. There are no apologies. There's no disclosure of conflict of interest. Presentations, deputations, there are nil. Moving along, 7.1, draft budget 2026 adoption.
I'd like to move the budget with an amendment, Mr
Mayor, I'd like to move the recommendation, please.
Councillor Ward.
I've moved it, Mr Mayor. Thank you.
Point of order, Mr Mayor. Point of order. Tatchell actually spoke first in the order.
Okay, so it's Councillor Ward actually spoke first.
No. Dispute that.
Do we want to take a moment and we'll go back? Or should we just be, maybe not screaming out, perhaps?
Yeah. I'm just...
Okay.
No one is screaming out, Mr Mayor. I'm just saying that I believe that Councillor Tatchell spoke first.
Okay. I'll go to governance.
Through the chair, it has been moved and seconded, but I suggest we hear from Councillor Tatchell.
It was fairly obvious I spoke first, but it's been moved and seconded, but we'll have that discussion later, I imagine, governance. But there's some serious issues here. That's how the game's played.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I'm happy to move the 26-27 budget for adoption, as I believe the budget's for the public good and in the best interest for the Moorabool Shire Council. Thank you.
All right, Councillor Freeman.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I'm happy to second that motion, as I also feel the budget is the best for Moorabool Shire. Thank you.
All right, are there any questions?
Could I just make a point of order, Mr Mayor, that we're just moving an item. As soon as we put a comment to it, we're preempting a debate, and that shouldn't happen. You either move it, but you don't move it with a comment. You leave that for the debate.
Okay.
Just want it noted.
Yep.
Through the chair, we need to hear whether there's anyone opposed before we go into debate.
All right, to move on. Oh, we have anyone opposed? Councillor Tatchell.
Yes, I as well.
Open argument, Councillor Ward.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I was at a small rural regional council chambers the other day and I saw a sign that said Sempre Pro Bono Publico, which I translated thanks to Google Translate. It's Latin and it says always for the public good. And I believe this budget is very much in the public good of the residents of Moorabool. Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. Councillor Tatchell.
Yeah, I'll keep it simple. I'll foreshadow that should this not get through, I will produce a motion. But I just want to note that over the last 5 years, Fed taxes have gone up 51%, state taxes 70%, local taxes 19%. So we're seeing these increases well above the rate cap based on things like waste charges. And my concern here is that we continue to abuse that system, and that's how we got to 19%. We're continuing to support a cost shift from state government to local government without standing up for our residents. And I foreshadow that in my motion that we bring back the waste charges to CPI or the rate cap, and that with the exception of the state fees, and they be noted separately on the rates notice, so that people understand that we're actually doing something about the continual rising costs in people's back pockets, where once upon a time people could just pay their rates as a simple thing. Today they start saving the day the rates notice comes, and some people just aren't paying because they haven't got the money. Now, people can't see that. You can do all the AI you like in the world, you can talk to all the robots you like in the world. I just talk to genuine people in the street who are struggling to pay their bills, and we don't need to be exacerbating that. The rate cap was set in place to make sure it was fair and even and managed, so we stopped those 8% 9% rate increases, but all we've done is come in through the back door and landed it on the fees and charges. So that's my debate, but all I care about is the people that I talk to every day. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Freeman.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I understand what you're saying about the hard waste, but the submissions that we did receive are for the hard waste, and in actual fact, they're saying we're not giving enough. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Sullivan.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I think in all good consciousness, I cannot support the 26-27 council budget. Page 32 of the agenda shows an increase of $31 under waste management, taking the charge from $113 as 25-26 to $144 in the current proposed budget. This is a 27.43%, well above the percentage increases noted also on page 32. The waste management charge applies to all rateable properties, not just those that have dwellings, all rateable properties. And not every household is right. Every rateable property, numerous farming properties in this shire comprise multiple properties, and they will be subject to having to pay this additional charge per rateable property. The current waste management arrangements with a dwelling are going to be up to $540 odd per property, which is considerable, given there's probably some ratepayers out there who pay more in waste management charge than they are in their rates. And I find it somewhat ironic that councils are prepared to support an increase in this flat tax, yet expressed great concern when we thought about looking at a municipal charge because of the fact that how impact it was going to have on low value rates and low value rate properties and those people affected. Yet there doesn't seem to be that same consideration now, which I find somewhat ironic. I just note that there are nearly 19,500 rateable properties in this shire. Last year, the waste management charge collected in total $2.2 million as opposed to the proposed budget will go up to 2.8 million. The long-suffering ratepayer will have to pay an additional $600,000, as noted, a 27.4% increase. Does that seem fair and reasonable? The increase is well above the 2.75 increase in line with the government's fair go rate system. You may well ask, how can you actually achieve a 27.4% increase is justified given the government's fair go rate system of 2.75? The charges are exempt from the fair go rate system. Council is exploiting this loophole as cost shifting within council. We call out the state and federal governments when they cost shift back to local government, yet we do it ourselves when it suits. We're told this additional $600,000 will be used to fund the decision of councils, albeit not all councils, to provide subsidised curbside hard waste for 500 residents and subsidised waste services to drop-offs at transfer stations. How the proposed subsidised services are to be undertaken has yet not been thought through. Is the curbside hard waste proposed for the 500 selected to be means tested, or is it just open slather? Will every ratepayer will they receive tip vouchers for the drop-off at the transfer stations? And if they don't use them, can they get their money back? Fair enough. If you don't use it, why should you have to pay? The additional $600,000 on the waste management charge puts lie to the notion that this is free. It is not free. It is not free service. Someone's got to pay. And basically what it is We're distributing the cost across every rateable property in this shire. Nothing, as I say, nothing is free. Someone has to pay. In this case, like all good social estates, we tax and we tax and we tax everyone for the benefit of the few. The proposition to impose an additional $600,000 on the whole of the shire is pure and simple, nothing but pork barrelling, and I cannot support this. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other councillors who would like to speak for or against? Councillor Minari? Against or for?
Against this budget tonight, and I would like to explain 2 reasons why. A key concern for me is the additional waste services included in this budget and the impact they will have on waste charges across our shire. I remain concerned that all ratepayers are being asked to fund services that many will never access or benefit from. This is ultimately an issue of fairness. Many rural residents do not receive the same level of waste services as those living in our larger townships. Yet they are still expected to help fund some of these additional programs through the waste service charge. I do not believe it is equitable to spread these costs across the entire municipality when the benefits are not shared equally. I also remain concerned about the targeted hard waste collection program. With the service capped at 500 properties, there are still questions around demand, eligibility and access. Given those uncertainties, I believe a trial would have been a more appropriate approach before making things permanent. I want to be clear that my opposition is not about the value of helping vulnerable residents. It is about ensuring that the costs we impose on ratepayers are fair, transparent and proportionate to the services they receive. My second concern relates to the accessibility of this budget document for residents. During this budget process, I raised the importance of presenting budget information in a way that allows residents to quickly identify what is being delivered in their local community. Unfortunately, I do not believe the document before us tonight achieves that outcome. While I approach the significant amount of work, while I appreciate the significant amount of work that has gone into preparing this document, I remain disappointed that residents are still required to navigate a lengthy and highly technical document to understand where their money is being spent. It is about ensuring our people who fund council through their rates can easily understand what is being proposed and what is being delivered. Many residents simply want to know what projects and services are being delivered in their community. I would have liked to have seen a clearer breakdown of projects and investments by township or region, allowing residents to quickly identify what is being delivered in their local area. Budgets should not only satisfy accounting requirements, they should also be easily readable to the people who fund them. For those 2 reasons, I will not be supporting the budget tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Minari. Any further councillors? Councillor Berry. For or against?
Thanks, Mr Mayor. I'm for, but I'd just like to read some reasons why. This budget demonstrates responsible fiscal decisions based on our restrictive rate-capped rate base. However, I am concerned we are being restrictive when we cap waste services at 500 for our pensioners' roadside curbside collection. That is for one of our most vulnerable groups in the community. We should not discriminate, and I hope it's managed to prevent this. Through careful planning, this budget creates continued maintenance and growth for everyone we serve in Moorabool. I'm pleased that we continue to support a major portion of the budget on Moorabool's road system, an important conversation in our community, as we have all heard. By investing in projects that help grow our towns, improve livability and support community wellbeing, we are building a stronger Moorabool for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Berry. Any further comments, councillors? We have the recommendation in front of us. Closing argument, sorry.
Yeah, thank you, Mr Mayor. On behalf of my fellow councillors, I wish to place on public record my appreciation to the CEO and the staff for their work in putting together this budget. I think they've done an outstanding job. Congratulations also to the CEO and the team for delivering a budget from a position of discipline, credibility and financial strength.
Point of order, Mr Mayor, this is a response to the thing, not a dissertation on the process. Thank you.
Mr Mayor, I don't agree, so I'm happy to continue.
Continue.
Thank you.
Do you agree with that, Mr Mayor? You agree?
I'm happy for him to continue. He's allowed to speak around
Thank
the
you.
issue. I'll go to governance if you like. Governance.
Through the chair, I suggest we limit the close to the debate, so the issues raised within the debate.
Yep.
Part of the concerns raised were concerned about public consultation. The budget was out for public consultation from the 14th of May to the 4th of June, and council hosted 2 drop-in sessions. One in the library in Bacchus Marsh and one in the council chambers here in Balan. There was plenty of opportunity for residents and ratepayers to lodge any objections or raise concerns they had, or seek clarity on any issues that may have been raised. It's interesting to note that the written feedback we have received is overwhelmingly in support of the proposed, for the sake of a better term, tip vouchers. And there was also widespread support, not unanimous support, for hard waste collection. I also want to talk about the term equitable was used. It's worth noting that, and the term socialism was used, Mr Mayor. You can't argue that you are against socialism when you're also then wanted to bring in a municipal levy to subsidise rate fees across the rest of the Shire. You're either for it or against it. You can't be both. I'm also mindful of the fact that from 2021 to 24-25, our rate revenue did increase by 5.8 million, but over that period of time, depreciation on our assets increased by over 5 million. That means councils had about $140,000 a year to fund our other rate increases. We have seen inflation exceed rate increases by over 14% in the last 5 years. So council has had to do effectively more as our population's grown with less. That equates to over $10 million over that period. I think in simple terms, council has done an outstanding job, and the fact that we're running leaner and we have one of the lowest expense bases per resident in the state for a council of our size means we are doing, and I think, an outstanding job. There's no doubt that there is concern over the cost of living pressures, but that concern doesn't seem to affect other levels of government, notwithstanding our own responsibilities to our residents. When you see essential services levies, pet registrations, work cover, new taxes increased, it's quite notable that council's been asked to do the heavy lifting. So in terms of the figures, 58% of farmers will get a rate decrease, and a further 30% will get a decrease of less than 2.75%.
It's definitely way over the 3 minutes.
That's it. Just wrap. You want to, in conclusion, quickly?
Was my time up?
Yeah.
Yeah. In conclusion, I think to argue that some residents won't use the waste services, well, not all residents use libraries or recreation reserves or playgrounds, Mr Mayor. Some residents might only drive on 10% of our roads. So we can't get to the point where actually asking ratepayers to only use the services they cover. We actually have to have a responsible budget that's going to use fairness and equity across the Shire. The waste services, we did 1.5 million bin lifts last year, 80% in residential areas.
Point of order, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, we have a mover in Councillor Ward. We have a seconder in Councillor Freeman. All in favour? All against? Carried. Division? All in favour? Stand. Councillor Ward, Councillor Freeman, Councillor Bingham, Councillor Berry, Councillor Keogh and Councillor Vendetti Taylor. All against? Councillor Sullivan, Councillor Tatchell and Councillor Minari. Yeah. 7.2, adoption of Council Plan 2025 to 2029, 2026 update. Councillors, are there any questions? Can I get a mover for that? Councillor Ward. A seconder? Councillor Freeman. All in favour? And against? All in favour, carried.
No. All those against?
Anyone against? There's no one against. Everyone put their hand up. Thank you. Councillors, Councillor Sullivan, any other business? Yes. Did we had a vote? Do you want me to do it again? Okay, all those in favour? All against? Carried. Councillors, any other business? Councillor Sullivan?
Bit of business, Mr Mayor, but I'd wait until the audio is off and the thing closes, please.
Thank you. Councillor Keogh, any other business?
No other business, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. Councillor Tatchell?
No, not from me.
Thank you. Councillor Minari, any other business?
No, thank you.
Councillor Berry, any other business?
No other business, thank you.
Any other business?
Yeah, Mr Mayor, I've got a question to officers Phil Jeffrey.
Yep.
Can you please confirm the plan to change the no right turn at South Manley Road and Parwin Road? Is the plan for traffic not to be able to turn right from South Manley Road or to not be able to turn right into South Manley Road? If so,
Jeffries.
where is it planned to send the traffic from South Manley Road and why is this change occurring?
Mr Jeffries?
Through you, Mr Mayor. I guess firstly, I'll note that it's not a council project, this project. This is a Department of Transport and Planning project, as it's their intersection. In terms of South Manningley Road, my understanding, excuse me, of the project is that they're going to signalise that leg of the intersection with traffic lights, and that will enable right turn into South Manningley Road, but coming out of South Manningley Road onto Parwin Road, they'll ban a right turn, so that'll be left out only. The reasons why, I don't know the exact reasons why. It would have to do with traffic modelling and road safety considerations when they were doing the design. I'd probably encourage too, if residents want more information, they'd reach out to DTP project team directly, and there should be information on the website around that.
Thank you. Councillor Freeman, is there any other business?
No further business, thank you.
Councillor Ward, any other business?
I just again wanted to thank all the staff and their work in putting together the budget. Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. The next meeting will be the 1st of July, ordinary meeting of council. I now declare this meeting closed.